Cyber virtual threat, keystroke kill, identity hidden I fulfill. Cyber assassin, that's my prowl. Codes in hand, you'll fall. Hack and strike, chaos I make. Cyber realm, my domain to take.
Second wish fulfillment. I love you, brother. Grant my wish. I wish to be exceedingly wealthy, healthy, and for my family to prosper and to be of good, graceful, loving intent. And I bless you, my little brother. You are beautiful. I love you. That one was great. I was able to see him from a long ways off and then capture him in one swoop, and I think everybody got to see the whole. Blackmailed the physics teacher, blackmailed the computer teacher. Pretty much got dirt on everybody. If I couldn't find info and blackmail them, then I'd straight up threaten them, and I meant it, you know what I mean? Like, of course I know where you live. We live in a small town. You know, come fucking wake up and I'll be right there in your room with you. I go to school with your kids. Not okay. I'm sorry, I apologize for being that type of person, but that is the type of person that I want to say the societal situation I was raised in created, you know what I mean? You tell somebody they're the devil, I'm sorry, when they become that, it is sort of your own fault when it comes back to you in a negative way. Ooh, yeah, got him. See that? Ha ha ha. My second wish fulfillment this year. Caught one yesterday. This guy. So on my little hike there, I ended up meeting a man named Don from Iowa, and he lives under the bridge right here. He's my neighborhood bridge dweller, okay? And I'm gonna say he's the first one so far, and I don't want to say one like they're a thing, but he's the first person that I've approached that lives under a bridge that has actually spoken to me. And following suit with my current energetic output, that somehow I'm affecting people with strong emotion, I meet people and they just fly into this weird emotional state. I think Mercury retrograde somehow is working through me, because I don't feel emotional. I'm meeting these people, you know. I did a job for a lady the other day, and she just broke down and started bawling and crying, and it reminded me of how many times that's happened to me. And then more, you know, I'm ending my hike with my little dog. We're out here just hiking in the wash, and I hear these sounds that I thought maybe a wounded pig or something. I couldn't tell what it was. I was worried. It concerned me enough to go see what was going on. So I went to go see what was going on, and I find Dawn, right? And Dawn's over here like bawling and screaming and having a moment. And you know, he lives under a bridge by himself. Evidently, you know, from what I gather, life has been rough on the gentleman. You know, he told me in the very short amount of time that we spent, maybe 10 minutes, you know, he was beat by his father. Everybody made fun of him as a kid. He grew up to be a football player, and you know, we had some resonance in the part of, you know, being beaten as a child and being treated less than. But then also the weird coincidence of becoming fearless and brutally mean. Just, you know, mean makes mean. So when people are mean to you, you become mean. But then you always have that choice to decide to not ultimately become a mean person or a bad person, right? Like, we had some weird things that came up between Dawn and I in that short minutes that we spent, you know, of coming up through that and then gaining strength and getting to a point where people fear you, you know what I mean? Just get out of their way. Don't even look them in the eye kind of thing. And that is because, you know, after being downtrodden for a while, you gain a level of, I don't care, I'll take you down. You know, I've taken down 10 people. Fuck you, you know what I mean? You by yourself? Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Yeah, it's been a while, you know what I mean? And Don had that in him, you know, he's explaining how people would just back him up, like for no, and they get in all kinds of trouble because, you know, somebody wants to pick on him and he starts to flip, but then his friends handle it for him because they don't want him to have a problem. It's a weird thing, you know. I think when you've gone through trauma, you also end up with guardian spirits. Like, God, this Mighty Max cartoon keeps coming up, okay? I watch this Mighty Max cartoon, and then Mighty Max is the chosen one, right? The chosen one goes around and he has the portal, so he's able to zap into different portals and places in time to correct timeline issues. But with him, he has a magician, a warrior, and the magician and the warrior basically are also him though, and this is what I'm seeing. Like, you know, much like they say all the outer world reflects your inner world, and the parts that you avoid are the parts you need to work on and fix. And, you know, I gotta say, you know, the wounded part of me, like the wounded part of Don, you know, in a situation would either snap and handle it immediately, but if there are people that know and are strong around you, they'll handle it because they know that you will handle it in a more unrestrained way. And they, not only do they want to protect you and show fealty in a way, like warriors show fealty to a king, they want to have you look at them and be proud of them the way that they look at you and are proud of your fearlessness. They want you to say, wow, that was an awesome act, but they don't understand that you're acting out of a response that you can't control. A fight or flight response that takes control and almost completely catapults you out of your own self, and a new self jumps in to handle the situation, like multi-personality type shit, you know what I mean? This one, the warrior personality handles this, the magician personality handles this, and Mighty Max handles everything in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Don seems to be a part of my story, and he kept breaking down over the fact that he hasn't been fishing or hunting since he moved to Tucson, you know, 30 years ago almost. And it sounds like he's gone through it. He's been kicked out of his mother's house. He's now incontinent. He lives under a bridge. He had dogs. I mean, he just wanted to pet my dog, and every time he petted, he cried, and he was crying about crying and crying because he's emotional. And I just try to let him know, bro, like, you know, it's all right. I get it, man. I'm not going to sit here and cry with you about it, but I'm going to be here because at this point in my life, am recognizing my effect. And it's the mirror. It's the mirror I hold up to people. Like, I come close to them and they start feeling a certain way, and I'm not doing it. It's my not doing. I will not soak you into me. All you will see is you when you see me. That's how it is for me. That's how I be. I be me, you be you. Over there, I'm over here. But the difference is I can step into you and you can't step into me. That's the difference. And there is no unknowing, okay? No unknowing, so fuck it. Things are what they are. So I go in and the lady cries. I'm walking down the wash, I hear Dawn crying. And then I'm starting to look on these other situations I'm going through as, man, I am really going through these things because I am being a little bit reactionary when I need to be more observing. I think being asked to go into an observer role less than an action role where, you know, I see what's going on and I may even have solutions, but, you know, crow medicine, raven medicine, okay? Yeah, Raven, the keeper of occult knowledge, okay? the traveler, the mediator between realms, the messenger of the gods, reaching from the under to the over, bridging between. But the thing that people don't understand about raven medicine is that the raven doesn't teach. It only knows. It's the keeper of sacred knowledge, not the teacher. That's the funny part. People see that you know, but they want you to teach. But the problem is, it's not for you. It's not up to anyone to be taught. It's up to you to be a seeker on the path of knowledge. But it is not up to the other seekers on the path to teach. Teaching comes from spirit directly, and only if you are admired by spirit will it teach you anything. You have to cultivate admiration. That's up to you. I think reaching out to Dawn today was a new step for me, because again, I've said about emotional vulnerability how it's so rough for me, because I was raised in a way that says shut down, shut out, close it down, you know. And I'm now understanding that I don't have to leave it behind to not be a part. I can hold space for Don to say and feel what he needs to feel, to possibly get past something that he has never expressed to another human being out loud. And in that short 10 minutes, he said things about, I think he was gonna reveal a murder. I'm just saying, like he started getting down into, you know, somebody killed somebody, his mother's best friend, and then that guy was in prison, so another good friend of his father killed somebody to go to prison so he'd be on the same yard as that guy so he could kill him. And then he started getting into stories about his grandfather's shotgun and how he worked with his dad's best friend and he was rich and he carried a 9 and he could have killed him at any time, but he was scared of him. And it just was snowballing out of control to, in essence, nowhere. I had no idea where he was going, but I could feel a buildup to a release. Camera died. I just set a new date to let's let this unfold. Let's let Dawn sleep. Let's take Dawn fishing. And let's take the time necessary for things to unfold in the time that they need to unfold in a coherent manner. I think Dawn has a story to tell and I want to hear it. He does remind me of a man, John Lafferty, in my past that I also had a similar kinship with, that I just, you know, I saved him a few times. I heard somebody beating on him one night, and I jumped the fence and jumped in, and this kid was beating on him, and I whooped that kid up and fucking tossed him out of his house. And then I asked John, what are you doing? Why'd you let this? Well, he's my friend. Like, bro, like, friends don't beat you, bro. So can you just not? Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I'm just your neighbor. We're not even friends. I don't want to. Oh, he was just a drunk with bed bugs and didn't eat right. He looked like, you know, death walking. He looked like death walking, and he lived on beer. He didn't eat. It was so sad, and I wanted to, but you know, in this balance of just die already or help him, I don't know, bro. Like, I can't live your life and you don't listen, so I want to step out, but you're right there. I kept helping him, right? I feel that with this guy already, except I'm not going to jump in and try to save him. All I'm going to do is open space for him to relieve himself of the inner things that are holding him back from realizing who he is and what has happened in the past, and let it go from there. Okay, it's not my business to do much. Like I'm always saying, it's spirit who is in charge. I'm just a traveler on this path. Spirit marks the path, sets the means, sets the ways. I'm just here. I know how to run the scales. I got these feet, you know what I'm saying? They just do what they do. This thing, it does, you know, words come out. Up here, processes, but out here, something else going on, okay? Something else reaching out and connecting and and I'm listening. I've been listening, and because of that, I'm just going on a spirit path, I guess, and I'm gonna start listening and reacting more from heart and from spirit than mind, and see what happens, because I'm interested to hear the rest of Dawn's story. Who killed who? Tell me the rest about your grandfather's shotgun and your father's best friend who was a millionaire that you worked for, that your father was scared of you because you two got along, and that guy, he went to prison to kill somebody who killed mom's friend, gets out and then opens a giant business. Like, I don't know, there's an interesting story there, right? But then there's so coincidences and coincidences with my own life when he's telling his stories of, but he just went a different way because he allowed it to take him down and become who he is. He focused on those negativities and let it be his narrative, where I took everything that everybody said and I chose my own thoughts and spirit over what anybody else said. I realized young that nobody knows better than me or spirit what's best for me. And even though people are adults or put in places of authority, doesn't mean they have any fucking idea what they're talking about or doing. We're all trying to figure it out. Even parents want to act like they know better than their kids, but we're just figuring it out too. We have more experience, but some things maybe you haven't experienced and maybe you don't know better, okay? And that's what saved me from becoming like Dawn and like so many of my friends. Like every single one of my friends went to prison or died, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them. And what's odd about that is that's exactly what was expected of them. We were all told the same story growing up in those towns and those schools. We were all told the same. Prison, death, you don't have too many other choices. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, you guys are assholes. I can't believe that is the extent of your vision for me. I dismiss you, I disavow you, and I rebuke all of your thoughts and intentions and your will and your guidance because it's garbage. I did that young. And then I just kept my mouth shut and did as much as I needed to do to let them sign the things that say, yeah, you've achieved it. Now, when I say I did those things, I mean like me and my friends straight up jacked our math teacher up against the board one day in class and let him know how it was, and we all got great grades after that. Not A's, you know, B's, C pluses, but it was all by design, and we all had a very clear mutual understanding, and that's just how it was. We don't talk about it from there. Just one day we talked, and from there, good grades. Physics, you know, I ended up blackmailing my teacher. Computer.
That was during the floods right here.
See, we had floods here in the 80s that were like that.
Yeah, I just see that.
But yeah, the 90s floods we didn't have here, obviously. You guys got a lot more rain out there, though. A lot more.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, my dad used to shoot dogs.
Yeah. I had my stepdad used to shoot dogs too. He made me shoot one of my own dogs.
Yeah, I had to kill one of my own dogs when I was little.
And then also my buddy, you know, my buddy's dad made him shoot his dog because his dog killed the chickens, and once a dog kills the chickens, he ain't never gonna listen. So you can't just let the dog go, so you gotta make a choice. And I know I had a hard time shooting my dog. But I'd never shoot this little guy. He was a good little dog. It's different though now, right? You don't have to shoot your dog these days, right?
No, it's probably repercussions anymore.
Yeah, it is illegal. It might have been.
My dad got remarried and he was afraid to be his kids. He used to smack the shit out of me. He never even fucking batted an eye. Smacked the shit out of me, straightened my ass right up. And one of his kids got alive one day, and I said, well, smack him. He said, I can't smoke it, but I'll get in trouble. What?
Oh, he was allowed to beat you but couldn't beat his own?
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell is that?
Unfortunately, I can relate to that. It's not right, though.
I mean, my daddy never beat me, man.
Yeah, bud. It's rough, man, when you're little and you can't do nothing about what the older people do.
Yeah, especially
They're supposed to take care
one
of
of my
you.
mom's boyfriend used to beat her. And my dad beat the piss out of that guy and fucked the car up. That was back in the 70s. That kid was like a 60-something fireboat.
Ooh.
He drove a nice car. Me and his dad was house for back in Iowa. And he had a nice car. When he left my mom, he had a 70 fucking Roadrunner.
A Roadrunner? Oh,
70.
70.
I started out driving 1965 Stingray.
Ooh, man. That's a nice fast car.
Yeah, it was. I used to drive that car up and my dad lived on Dead Road in Iowa. And I used to drive that car up and down the Dead Road till I ran out of gas every week. My dad would come home and he'd see the car parked halfway up the street. Up the road, and he'd be like, "God damn, you ran out of gas again." And I said, "Well, now you can get more gas."
Right?
So we went and got more gas.
Nice. Iowa. That's where you said?
Yep, Des Moines, Iowa.
I had a buddy from Iowa, that wrestler. Lots of wrestling going on in Iowa, isn't it?
I never got into wrestling.
No, I guess with all the farms,
I played
there's
football.
football.
I was a state football player, yeah.
Nice.
That's my thing. But when I was a teenager, I got all kinds of shit from the other kids, just had bad acting. By the time I got to high school, I was a lot better than at football. There's some of the kids that used to make fun of me and shit. They'd come around and want to hang out, and I'd be like, "Kick rocks, get the fuck out of here." Everybody used to call me asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So the shoes on the other foot, you know?
Yeah.
I've done dealing with that. I'm incontinent.
That's rough. Yeah, high school sucked. I hated it. I hated high school. I hated all of school just because, yeah, everybody liked to fuck with me too quite a bit. Make fun of me and shit.
Don't anybody fuck with me, I just fuck them up.
Well, once I got big enough, yeah.
I was a state football player, and they put me in the senior hallway my freshman year. And I didn't have any problems, man. All my best friends were big-ass football players.
Right?
And they take care of everything. I didn't have to say shit if anybody picked on me.
Dealt with.
One of my buddies just fucked him up.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's how it ended up with me. And when I was small, everybody messed with me.
Big fucking football players.
Big guys, huh?
Big guys. I don't even know why one of them liked me. He was just my best friend. He always just, I remember my junior year, I had transferred to a different school, and he used to go to party on Friday. He'd sit there and get drunk and say he was going to beat the hell out of him. Never got in a fight with me.
Yeah. There's something about when you've been through hell, even the scary people that everybody else is scared for are scared of you because they know you've been through shit that they couldn't make it through. and you wear it, they can see it, and it scares them. So then they want to be your friend. I've had that in weird places and bars and shit. Scary people want to back me up that I don't even know because they, for some reason, want to be my friend. I'm like, why?
I was a bar back when I was like 18, and this other bar back fucking, what happened was we had a backup or a band. Everybody wanted to see the band, and I was up these two guys didn't have IDs, and I wouldn't let them in. And so they got to find me after hours.
Oh no.
And trashed my buddy's car. I was driving my friend's car. And one of the other bouncers fucking fucked the guys up. And he got in trouble for it because of helping me.
Yeah. That's one of those things. It's still illegal, even if it's right. Sometimes.
Yeah, he's kind of OD'd it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. He already fucking up. She was saying.
I did want to say this week we're going to get all that rain. You up here high though, on this spot. You ain't in the wash.
No, I heard
Yeah.
down
Nah. No, but it's going to get going good after 2-3 days of rain. It's going to be flowing pretty strong.
there. It is flowing one day. Yeah, one day rain is flowing pretty good.
It looked like it was.
I've never seen up the banks. Just something to see. Where I'm from in Des Moines, Iowa, I mean, we had they made a man-made lake out there called Citadel. And one year they drained the Des Moines River and Little Citadel. And
You find all kinds of shit.
Yeah, there were old men down in the riverbed digging fucking catfish.
Fuck yeah.
Shalligator. They're digging big fucking catfish.
Not bad.
And when I was a kid, I used to fish and hunt over the time.
Right.
I haven't been fishing since I've been out here. When I was a little kid, I caught a 44.5 pound flathead. That thing was big. I had it on my guess, only about that long, and it didn't seem that big with its head, but huge. I was 14 years old, man. I had strapped on the back of my moped, and it looked like just 44.5 pound flathead was biting me on the ass. He's a big fish,
Yeah, that is big fish.
He took a little gas tank on my moped.
Hell yeah.